everybody, it's Jennifer and I have an exciting video today. We are headed back to Bristol for the Free From / Gluten-Free Food Festival. I'm really excited. I'm going to get to try a lot of things today, and you may be wondering, why do I care about a gluten-free festival if I'm not gluten-free? Because I'm also going to be able to try some very traditional British foods that I don't typically get to eat because they're not necessarily available in a gluten-free format. So I've got a little homage today to my Mickey earrings and Mickey shirt because it's going to feel a little bit like an Epcot experience, moving from booth to booth, trying some various gluten-free goodies. I'm also taking a lot of Ziploc bags and a lot of Tupperware so that I can bring some stuff home and freeze it for a later date, for later dinners, etc. We have a train to catch to Bristol, so let's go. Some of you may wonder, how and why is she indulging in so much food, and is this a healthy practice? So again, I want to remind everybody that I have maintained a tremendous weight loss. I will put my book on the screen here, The Wrong Way by me, and I will talk about how I've done that. And part of that is tracking every calorie that I eat and calorie cycling, and also lots of movement. There's going to be a lot of walking today as well, but I am definitely going to be having an indulgence day, which is part of my overall lifestyle. But everything that I eat will be tracked, and I'll be bringing a lot of food back for freezing and keeping for a later date. So also Alex is with me, my husband, so he will also be helping me eat some of these things. But it is going to be a day of indulgence, so if that's triggering or if that's something that might not be great for you, there is my trigger warning. How fun is that?
You sure? I mean, if you're...
We have made our way into the festival. We stood in line for, what time is it? About 25 minutes, so. But we are here. We are ready to start trying stuff. I am looking for breakfast first. So let's go see what we can find. Guys, I don't know what happened to the audio in this clip, but this was a brand new phone. I was recording on my brand new S26, so I don't know what happened. It's the only clip where there seems to be missing audio. So if anybody knows what that's about, let me know in the comments below because that was new to me. But this was a cinnamon sugar donut with a salted caramel drizzle, and I'm so sad that this audio is gone because this was quite the experience. This is an actual fried donut, and it was the softest, most delicate gluten-free donut I have ever had. I mean, it was absolutely delicious. The salted caramel was also a perfect pairing with the cinnamon sugar, and it was warm, it was fresh out of the fryer, and it was just delicious. My husband, who's not gluten-free, said that this was probably one of the best donuts he has ever had also. I mean, just the warmth and the softness, it was next level. So this place definitely knows how to do donuts. I hadn't had a donut like this in so long, and it took me back, but it was absolutely delicious. 10 out of 10, amazing. Okay, so dough number 2, we're going to this Borough 22. So we had caramel last time. What is Yum Yum? I'm gonna have to look that up. Yum Yum to me is like blueberry Yum Yum, and I got a feeling it's not the same thing here in the UK as that would be in the US. So we got to figure out what that is. Otherwise, I might go jam, just because an original glaze tempts me. Although I need something a bit more. So let's get up here and see what we got.
That's it, thanks. Second macaroni.
Well, here is another track that is missing audio. I have no idea what's going on. I just got this phone over the weekend, so if you have any idea, like, this is bizarre. But this is the Borough 22 raspberry jam-filled donut. Once again, this was so delicious. It was just as soft as the previous donut, and you can tell, by the way, from the humidity, rainy day. But this was absolutely so delicious. The jam was super good because it wasn't that tart raspberry jam. It just had just enough to create a wonderful contrast with this warm, beautiful dough. Honestly, it was really delicious, and they did not skimp. It was a heavy donut, just bursting with jam. Of all the things that we tried, I was most impressed by the donuts just because I think it's really, really difficult to get a good gluten-free donut, and as you can see, that jam just went everywhere. But it's really difficult to get a really good gluten-free donut, and this was just amazing. I really, really loved this. But also, I'm not sure at this point if there's going to be any other tracks missing audio. We'll see. But seriously, if anybody has any ideas, like this has never happened on a new phone before. And I tried to play these videos on several other media players just to see if the track was there somewhere, but apparently it wasn't. So at this point, it is going to be my advice to always make sure if you record a video, make sure it has sound before you're done recording, because that is a really weird thing to happen. Which do you want? This is a Sri Lankan roll. Looks like it's got like some cucumber salad and it's got a sauce. I don't know what sauce it is. They asked if I wanted the sauce and I said serve it as it comes. So it looks like it is a potato-based filling. This is going to be a bit messy to eat because it is falling apart. So I was wrong. Once again, there is no audio here. So let me go ahead and give you some feedback on this. I'm really sorry, guys. This is just so lame. I've already contacted Samsung. So lame. But this was really delicious. It tasted a bit like a vegetable samosa, which is something that also I don't get very often. But it was very potato forward, which I loved. It's kind of like a sweet and sour sauce on the top, which I thought was pretty good, especially with the potato pairing. And it had this fresh cucumber salad that it was served with that brought like a really nice freshness to the overall potato and inner vegetable savoriness. The second thing that I tasted were these, I think they were called dal vada, I think, but they were like a lentil dal based thing. And they were little fritters that were fried up. So I was really excited about trying those. You can see the smoke coming off of them. They were nice and warm. I was scared to death I was going to burn the roof of my mouth up, but it was okay in the end. But spoiler alert, I did not love these as much. It tasted very cilantro heavy to me. And it had a little bit of a sour note that, I don't know, it just didn't quite do it for me as much as the regular Sri Lankan rolls. I will say, however, that my husband really preferred these. He said that he really felt like the lentil and dal flavor was very prominent. I didn't have that experience. I just thought it was really kind of cilantro heavy, and I am not someone that dislikes cilantro. But yeah, I'm not sure why that tasted so different to me. But it was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but I did like the Sri Lankan rolls. Alright, so this is an arepa with caramelized onion, cheese, shredded beef, and chimichurri sauce. And this is a, what's it called? Cachapa? Cachapa with spicy pulled pork, black bean, salsa, and plantain. So I am going to try the arepa first, I think. Guys, this humidity has just changed my hair. Okay, so I've got a little bit about everything for the arepa, which is the beef. Give it a go. Cheers. I love arepas. Arepa. Like, really, really love. That is delicious. The caramelized onion brings such a sweetness. The beef is really savory and nice. And the chimichurri sauce is delicious. It's not as pesto forward as I'm used to in a chimichurri sauce, which is interesting. It's got like a red pepper in it, I think. Really, really good. Well, at least you got to hear that bit. All right, so it looks like the second one has now cut out. So the second one was a cachapa with plantain, spice pulled pork, salsa, and black beans, I think. This one was amazing. I really like spicy food, so I really appreciated the spicy pork. Oh, and queso. I think queso was on the beef one. Yeah, not this one. This one was the black bean one. But anyway, the spicy pork and the plantains was just spicy and sweet together. That is my favorite kind of jam. I just thought it was absolutely delicious. I love the fact also that the arepa was a bit more savory than the other one, which you could tell was kind of more like a sugary cornbread kind of braised vibe, which I really like that a lot because it gave you two different renditions. And I like the sweetness with the spicy pork, and I really liked the beef with the more savory version. As a person from the US South, how to make cornbread is always a bit controversial to begin with. I am not a sugar in the cornbread type person. That wasn't the cornbread that I was raised on. But I really enjoy it because it's also different from what I know. But there are two different times and places to have those two. So I felt like both of these were very well designed. I was really proud of us for what we were put together because you can mix and match all these various toppings. But these were delicious. Alright, so this is from a company called The Authentic Kitchen, and this is a cookie pie. So cookie means pie. Now this is a Biscoff and white chocolate flavor. Confession, I've never had Biscoff in my life, so I really don't know what to expect from it. But that is why I went for this one. So it obviously looked very cut in half and split in half because I did that so Alex and I could split it. So it wasn't that ugly when I got it. It was actually really pretty, and I wish that I had waited until I squished it all up. But we don't have any fork, so it is what it is. So cheers. That is sugar goodness. Will I leave that in? That's the question. The Biscoff has a very shortbread flavor, in my opinion, with a little hit of cinnamon, which is interesting. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a scotcheroo, if you're familiar with a scotcheroo. That is beautiful, though. You've got layers of genuine cookie and pie and filling. Kind of more like a cookie in a pie shape, but because of the loose filling on the inside, it actually feels like a pie, and it eats like a pie, but it tastes like a cookie. So I can see why it's called cookie pie. This is absolutely delicious. This is something that I will think about and dream about later. Really, really good.
Okay.
Here's some cake. Triple chocolate brownie. This one will be good. Ooh. Let's get some cake for later for dessert. Oh my gosh. The options. Wowza. Cheesecake. You want to contribute to this? So we got mango and passion fruit. A red velvet, which I really want to get a red velvet. Oh, butternut squash. Ginger lemon. That sounds really good. And then over here.
Hello.
Hello. Got cappuccino cake. And then lemon and elderflower.
Riding purposely for us.
Gosh. Also coffee and walnut. Alright, so we'll keep it a surprise to which one we pick. And here I just wanted to show you some of the various booths and some of the various things. There were some Whoopi Dodger cookies here, and there were some various cakes on this side, and some various booths, including all of these savory pastries, by the way, but we will save some of that information for later because we did get some savory things that we'll be showing you towards the end of the video. But I just wanted to do a quick walk around and show you guys some of the other booths that were there in case you were interested in attending this event. Now, Bristol is not the only event. There are other locations forthcoming. I'm not sure where those are, but if you look up the Free From Festival, you will find that information. And as you can see, there was quite a bit of different booths and exhibits set up. I also wanted to say just how really genuinely impressed with this whole festival I was. Everything was organized. There were a lot of people and there was some waiting in line, but there was only a couple of booths that ran out of stuff, like that one that I just showed you. That was the cinnamon roll booth, and that did run out. But for the most part, everybody kept things pretty stocked, and it was there. We were the first entrance, so like from 11 to 2:15, I think. But there was a second bunch that was coming in after 2. So as my husband pointed out, they probably had to make sure that they conserved for the various people coming through. But we did stop here and get a couple things. So at Poet's Bakery, and I will share those a bit later as well. But again, just a quick sweep through at some of the various different vendors. And as you can see, there was quite a lot in here. There were also presentations that were going on all day long.
Got some bagels. Really exciting to see some bagels, some rum, some cheesecake. Look at this cheesecake. Look how cute these little cheesecakes are. I don't need more sweet stuff, but it is really cool. A couple other things that we picked up but won't be trying today, unfortunately, but we're going to be freezing them and having them for later. So this is a chocolate chip cookie dough cheesecake. This is a ginger lemon cake. And then from Poet's Bakery, a pistachio chocolate tart. I actually sampled this. It's really rich and nice. And then we got a spiced cherry bakewell. And they said what makes theirs truly special is this cherry bakewell with cinnamon, which I was really excited about. So we also picked those up. So we're going to freeze these and save these for a rainy day. Okay, just wanted to show you this quick dinner that we've got prepared. So I'll go over each thing when we try it, but this is getting ready to go in the air fryer. It looks unbelievably good.
But you're going to have to wait for part 2 of that. I'm so sorry to do that to you, but this video got so long. So if you will join me for part 2, which will be up next week, you'll be able to see me try these wonderful traditional British dishes. Today, however, we're going to finish on the cakes that we got, just so we can share those with you, and then that will be it for today. All right, so for dessert, we have 2 cakes that we're going to split. We have a red velvet, which looks delicious. And then we have a mango and passion fruit, which also looks delicious. So let me get a plate to put these on. Okay, so I am going to start with the mango passion fruit. Right, so mango passion fruit cake first. Cheers. Oh, that's different. That's very different. That is very different. I'm having a hard time explaining it. It's got like the passion fruit is very strong in a very good way. But there's also like, it tastes like they've soaked some of the layers, some of the sponge. In mango. So it kind of tastes like the passion fruit is in the filling and the topping, but the sponge may be soaked in a mango juice. It's really, really good. It's really light and refreshing. It doesn't feel heavy at all. And for a gluten-free cake, that is really cool that they've been able to get this that light. It's very good. All right, so the last one is this red velvet cake. Now, part of the reason I wanted to get this one is because I love red velvet, but also because a chocolate cake is difficult to do at the best of times. And doing that in a gluten-free format is really difficult to do. And taking a look at the crosscut, you can see like how mushy it is. Dense. Don't get me wrong, this is much denser than the other cake, which I expect from a chocolate. But you can also see from all these little openings that they have managed to get quite a bit of air in here. So it's not as light and fluffy as a non-gluten-free version, but chocolate cake is usually fairly dense anyway. So that's why I wanted to give this a go. And also, I don't know what this icing is going to be, but it looks very fluffy. It does not look like the traditional US cream cheese frosting that I'm used to. So cheers. It is a much drier cake, which again, I understand because chocolate is difficult to do and chocolate gluten-free is definitely difficult to do. The frosting is a light, airy cream. I don't think that this is a cream cheese. Do you think this is a cream cheese? I don't think this is a cream cheese. It tastes like a cream of some sort. I mean, it tastes like a cream, but it seems like it's got a little something interesting in it. But I think it's also dairy-free. I can't remember 100%, but I think it is. Let me see if the box actually gives away, because it does have the ingredients. What that might be. No, there's no clue. But it is dairy free. So it is meant to be like a whipped cream, but it's just not quite the whipped cream that I know. But it is really good. All right, guys, that is it for me. I've had a full day of eating. I'm exhausted. I've walked, quite a bit in the rain, and it was a lot of walking. And I am tired, and I have eaten my weight in food today. And I feel very full, and I'm going to sleep like a baby. This was a lot of fun. Highly recommend, if you are gluten-free, to check out the Free From Festival. And if you have a gluten-free friend, partner, whatever, highly recommend you go with and try some things, because I think Alex also had a really nice day. We tried lots of food, and it was delicious and wonderful. So let me know in the comments down below if you've ever been to one of these free from festivals, and let me know what you think and what food you might like to try. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!